Welcome to a Cadence of Growth podcast. I'm Sean. I'm here with two of my friends from the Pensacola Music Festival and also with Brian. We've got Renita and Lewis that are here to talk to us today about the Pensacola Songwriters Music Festival. I'm trying to read all the words on the shirt real quick.
Pensacola Beach Songwriters Festival.
Pensacola Beach Songwriter Festival. They're here in just a few days. They're going to be having the show starting. And they've had some tremendous growth over the past few years. And so we wanted them to come here, be able to share about it, tell us some more about what they've got going on. So first off, can you give us a little of the history and the background of the Songwriter Festival?
Absolutely. 2009, Renee Mack at Paradise Bar and Grill called me and asked if I would come over and start a Songwriter Festival there. And I was going to retire. My husband was retiring. He was a songwriter. And so we went over, and anyway, she ended up talking him into talking me into doing this. So I called Lewis and I said, "Hey, we're going to start a Songwriter Festival on Pensacola Beach." And I said, "Do you want to meet for lunch?" And he's like, "Okay." And so we did, and we did. It was the first, in 6 weeks, we had our first Songwriter Festival.
Oh, it's 6 weeks.
Yeah.
What year was
We
that?
did. 2009.
Okay.
Yeah,
So
this would be 17.
At
Year
least you
17.
took a lot of
yeah.
time to get it ready and, a whole
Right,
6 weeks.
right.
Okay.
Hey, it was easy though because everything on the beach is like, compact and you can kind of just walk to things out there. And the same way with downtown. Now that we're coming into downtown, you've got that whole uniqueness of it being in historic Pensacola and the downtown area, and it's the uniqueness of both areas is amazing.
Yeah.
And in 2009, Pensacola Beach in October was pretty dead, and so they were looking for things to do in the venue, in the different bars, to bring people out there during October. So that's why we originally wanted to do it, and then because now October you go out to the beach and it's packed,
Still slammed.
and so that's why we started moving it into some venues in Pensacola. And then this year, it was difficult, especially for Renita, because she was going back and forth that in one weekend, trying to go back and forth between Pensacola and Pensacola Beach. That she decided this year that she would do one weekend 100% in Pensacola, the second weekend 100% on the beach.
Yeah, I like the split format, or at least it sounds good. You haven't actually done it yet, so we'll see how it works out. But it sounds really nice and interesting, and being able to, you can stay in one location or the other. Because I can see that being difficult. Oh, I want to go see someone on the beach, and then I want to see someone downtown. Well, that's 30 minutes driving each direction.
Yeah, it's not easy, and for my selfish reasons that I like it is because it gives me 2 weekends to go out to listen to, because you can't go to every venue and hear every single, so at least I got, I have 2 weekends worth of venues that I can go to, and I'm still going to miss it. You're still going to miss out on a lot.
Right.
Well, I mean, you were mentioning earlier, there's only how many songwriters coming?
We started out with 21 in 2009. We have 147 this year.
Wow.
So that's some
And
tremendous
30
growth.
venues.
Yeah.
30 venues. That's awesome.
Yeah, so I mean, even if it's split down the middle, that just getting to 15 different venues is going to be difficult, let alone making sure you see all 147 songwriters. That is awesome.
Yeah, I don't think there's any possible way to see all 100.
That's awesome.
I got lost just going through the schedule and the agenda. I was like, okay, I need to print this out and actually highlight it because I can't follow. There's too much there. So that's a ton on your plate, obviously.
It is. Speaking of schedule, if you want to help me do that, you're welcome to come help. Scheduling is a nightmare when you think about 147 writers and putting them in 30 venues, and everybody wants to play at least 2 or 3 times. They want to so how many times are you double booking somebody when you don't know what you're doing there? Oh my gosh, were they already somewhere else?
At least with creatives and songwriters, they're super disciplined, and they really keep their schedules tight, and they're always the most organized people you'll ever meet in your whole life.
Her face doesn't look like she believes what you're saying.
So far, I've only had 2 people say, "Oh my gosh, I forgot to tell you, I can't make that show, but I can do the next day." I'm like, "Too bad, sorry."
You're like, great.
The next day's full.
Yeah, and I mean, I'm sure everyone works perfectly with each other, and there's no personality differences, so there's nothing you have to do with that.
I don't talk to those kind of people.
Yeah.
No, listen, I'm telling you, these guys are amazing. Every one of those songwriters that I work with, and I've worked with a lot of them for a long time. And then the people that come down that are a part of their life, you know, that they're friends with or they play with in Nashville or wherever they're coming from, you know, they come in with that same kind of feeling because they've heard about it. They know what we are. They know that we're organic.
Yeah.
We're homegrown.
Yeah.
You know, and that's what I want to always be as a homegrown festival, because I think it's a unique thing that that we can all embrace each other and, you know, be a part of everybody's world and enjoy and do things for the community. You know, it's just...
It's also great because so many of the shows, there's no cost to attend.
Right.
And,
Correct.
you know, you get to go to it and enjoy it, and there's not, you know, like when you're going to a festival and it's $1,200 for the tickets for the weekend. This, you have 2 weekends. You have the luxury of going to one show or 20 shows in a day.
Right.
So, I mean, that's great to be able to bring that to the community. There's also a lot more that you guys are doing with the community based off of the, you know, festival, such as you bring in a lot of different songwriters to work with schools. Can you go into that some?
We do. We have 14 writers this year that are coming in, and they also write and perform, you know, in public, you know, not just schools, but several of them work with the Country Music Hall of Fame in Nashville. Oh, cool. And that's what they do for them is they go out into the community and they write songs with children in different schools.
And
you know,
veterans.
and veterans, yes,
Yeah,
yes.
very
So they branch out to do corporate stuff as well, but their main focus is children, you know, and even with the other organizations that we're affiliated with here, their focus is a lot on the children. And then like Louis said, we have some of them that are totally veterans, you know, they work with those guys. So we will be having 2 veteran shows this year as well as our regular shows that we do every year.
Yeah, very cool.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Which, speaking of the growth, we were talking earlier, and the number of, you know, sponsors has increased a ton too. Want to make sure that we mention, you guys get to mention them. And you went from last year, the gold or platinum sponsor, there was 2, and this year you have 10?
Is there 10?
Yeah, that's huge, seeing that the local community wants to support and invest and is willing to put their money up to help it grow.
Yeah, and total sponsors, last year we were 20 something total sponsors. This year we got 43.
Oh, wow.
Is that right? 44.
Awesome. Well, which I have to give a quick plug for one of the sponsors, Renita Creative House, which is where we're
Absolutely.
at right now. So just needed to put that out there.
Our favorites.
Yeah, I mean, definitely.
Thank you.
I'm going to clip that.
That is the podcast now. Just that line. No, and we're happy and glad to be a part of it and help you guys out. And it's awesome seeing what you're doing. What you were mentioning, some of the difficulties that you've gone through with making it into 2 weekends in 2 different locations. Can you go over some of that?
Yeah. Basically, just a few more hoops to jump through, you know, that we don't have on the beach or that we haven't had, you know, because we've been established out there for so long. And I think educating the venues on what we do and how it's done. You know, a lot of them are going to be listening rooms, and then I'd say half are listening rooms, half are not. Mm-hmm. And I would like to point out what a listening room is.
That was going to be my question.
Yes,
so educate
yes,
us.
yes. It's a magic. It's a night of magic when you can walk into a room and you have these songwriters that are playing all these great hit songs, and they're telling you how those songs came about, what transpired in their life. And sometimes it could not even be anything that transpired, but they saw something or something. One of my favorite songs, Good Morning Beautiful, a great friend of mine wrote that, Todd Cerny. And he was driving into work one day, driving into Wright, and he saw a big billboard, and it said, Good Morning Beautiful. And he walked in, and it was in his mind, and sat down and wrote a song with his co-writer, and that song turned out to be huge. Right. I mean, so many weddings have, and
so many teenage guys turning to that for texting
exactly,
their girlfriend.
Exactly.
Put this on the playlist.
Yeah.
So
stealing lines from it to send.
Yeah.
Yeah. Not that I know that from experience at all. But,
we're getting the stories now. Are we gonna get a song out of this today?
I love all the stories that are connected to
Yes.
different songwriting, and I mean, shamelessly, that's even a part of why my reasoning behind trying to get Remedy Creative House started was getting to connect with different artists and different people who are making stuff. So
Right.
There's always a really cool story there.
Hey, we can bring some writers in while they're here.
I love that.
I think we should definitely do that.
I love
I
that
think
idea,
that would be awesome.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Well, and then me and Lewis on the other side of the table, I can't even clap.
Yeah.
So
That's why I was like, hey, we should ask Lewis, like, why are you doing this? Because he told me, he's like, yeah, Lewis can't even clap. I was like, why is he doing a Songwriters Festival?
which I can't make fun of him because
Right.
that's just what we bond on. I'm like, yep, I can't either.
This guy's passion is unbelievable.
I love it. I love music. I just have no musical
Right.
rhythm.
Yeah.
But no, I love the shows. Like when you're watching the sets, and I always wish, man, if I could just do one or two more rounds. You know, I hate when every time it ends, and it's pretty neat. My mother will be 85 years old and this year, and she's gotten into it, and we just recently went out to Las Vegas and watched the Las Vegas Songwriters Festival. It was their first year. Quite a few of the songwriters that were out there are going to be here at our festival.
Awesome.
That's awesome.
And so my wife and I and my mom went out to Las Vegas, and my mom had the time of her life.
Nice.
And
Yeah, because I was wondering, like, you're involved with so many different charities and so much, but this one seems to be one of the ones you put the most emphasis on, or a lot of emphasis. So that was.
Well, originally I loved Renita and her husband Jim, and their passion for what they do, and when and I was involved with them since 2009, and as a sponsor, and I went and helped them try and bring in a few new sponsors, but wasn't near as active as I've gotten. When Jim passed away in 21, was it? In 21, and for 2 years, in 20, Renita, they didn't do the festival because of COVID, and then she just wasn't ready in 21 after Jim passed away, and in 22, I called Renita. I'm like, we got to do this. And I said, I'll help y'all. So I got involved by raising the money, and finding sponsors and just doing a fundraiser, and just fell in love with it.
So really, it started in 2009, then took a couple year break, and then so all this growth has been a lot of it in the past 3 years.
Wow.
Yes. Well, in 20, the bridge went out.
Yeah.
And then 21, Jim passed away in August. And so there was no way I could pull it together. I mean, I might could have, but I wasn't ready to pull
for
it
sure.
together.
There's things more important.
So, but this guy right here, I've known since 80, maybe 80.
It's been a long time.
88.
It's
Yeah, we worked together.
Yeah, Renita did another Songwriter Festival, and that's how I got to know her.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
That's
And his passion is just amazing. And I'm so grateful for him. I mean, he's been my lifesaver in my heart.
Well, and we put together a committee, the first year, Renita and I pretty much just threw it together, kind of a last minute thing.
6 weeks. So yeah.
Well, no, not in 2009, in 22.
Oh, 22.
And,
Okay.
I said, hey, let's do an event, and we'll, we can raise enough money for the festival. And we kind of threw it together in a matter of probably a month and a half.
Your house,
yeah,
yes.
probably a 6 week kind
Yeah.
of thing.
Yeah.
And so, then after that, I said, you know what, we need a committee. So we put a great committee together, a committee of I would say my friends.
Yeah.
And but they've all, they've all learned. Some of them just came on just because they were my friends, but since then I think they've all really gotten the passion for what we're doing and the love of the songwriters. And one thing I can say too is with our committee, they all stepped up as a sponsor, and so they're putting their money where their mouth is, which is.
I will say you're how I got involved with it. I had never really been. I'd heard of it, but I'd never been. Didn't really know much of it, and then you called, and it's the more I learn about it, the more interesting it is, and the more enjoyable it is to see everything that's done.
I think that the committee, once they saw what we were doing, that it helped to bring it all together. Because Lewis and Laverne, and a couple of them have gone with us to the schools, and they've gone with us to Valerie's house, and they to Big Brother Big Sister, and they've seen the impact that it's made on the children that the songwriters are working with.
Yeah.
And when you see something like that, then you're like, oh. And I think that everybody has to agree that music is a universal language. I mean, it's, what's Jen saying?
So my wife, I'll give her credit for this. She's pretty smart.
She's very smart.
Let me think.
We'll clip that one
Let me get it right. She says, painting decorates space, but music decorates time. And and you think about it, you hear a song, and you're like, oh, I remember that song from like the high school, and maybe not even just high school, but a certain date with a certain girl, or a certain exact period of time you relate certain songs to. And so music means a lot to people. It really decorates space.
Yeah,
decorates time.
Yeah, it's helped so many people through so many different things. I can think back of like, I was in this time of my life. I won't listen to that music, but this and then a different phase comes along. You're like, oh, now I like that happy music.
Yeah.
Now I like that love,
Yeah.
that love song. Before it was like, I'm not ready for that yet. Give me a few.
Yeah.
And a lot of people think majority of our songwriters are out of Nashville, and for one, country music's not the old country music like it used to be, but some people that think, oh well, I don't like country music. Well, these aren't just country music songwriters. They write all different genres of music.
Yeah, that's one of the things I was going to ask is how many, like, what type of genres are all the songwriters covering? Do we just that?
Yeah, we have.
If it's not just country.
No, it's not just country. We have bluegrass. Oh, cool. We have blues. We have New Orleans people coming in. We got some really good bluesy stuff coming in. Nice. We got some great bluegrass stuff coming in. Like Gary Nichols, just for instance, he's a Grammy winner. Bluegrass. He was the head of Steel Drivers. He took Chris Stapleton's place with the Steel Drivers, and Gary's amazing. Cool. And we've just got gospel, Christian music. So we have a little bit of most things, I guess, because your local people are more of the, Americana, eclectic, we have a little folk. We do a songwriter contest, and there's no charge for that. We don't like to do charges for things like that. So we had about 400 entries into the songwriter contest, yeah.
We put it online so that,
yes,
nationwide people were so
okay.
cool.
Wow.
Yes, and our winner of the folk is from New York. She's amazing, and she's touring with this. Of course, I can't think of the girl's name right now, but she's touring with this great artist right now. She's coming here for the festival.
Nice.
Last year, our blues winner was from California.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah,
very
and
cool.
they fly in to do this.
It's amazing
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
span, the area that you guys are touching.
Yes. Yeah,
Didn't
it's
you have
crazy.
somebody that last year for gospel too?
Yes. Yes, we have 6 categories.
Okay.
We have blues, bluegrass, gospel, Christian. And we have a Horizon Award that is in honor of my husband. So an up and coming, and then we have a youth.
Okay. Wow.
Yeah,
Okay. Awesome.
yeah. So you know, it's not a lot of award to that. You know, I mean, it's not a big award that they get. You know, but to them, it's enough to make them want to come and
Yeah.
and be a part of something like this. And
it gets some recognition among
Sure.
147 other songwriters,
Sure.
some that have wrote some of the biggest songs. Because I was, the first event that I went to, I didn't know any of the songwriters' names. But then once I started playing, I'm like, oh, I know that. I know that.
Right.
I know that. I'm like,
Right.
okay, I actually know 98% of these songs.
yes,
So it's amazing, which that's educated me a lot on songwriters and everything in general, because I didn't realize how much of it, like the person that may be making the album may not be the person
right,
writing it.
right.
And we also feature a lot of the local songwriters, and it's neat. And they get to meet and some of these national songwriters that are really are helping them with their career to get to the next level.
Yeah, it helps to be, just like what Brian was saying with the Remedy Creative House, being around other people that are doing what you love and doing what you're trying to do helps.
And it's so exciting to have the young kids involved, young children involved. We have 2 songwriters that are coming in from Nashville. One of the girls actually is from Indiana. Both of them are, Sadie, I think Sadie just turned 17. She's already finished high school. She's in her 2nd year of college. And she's a touring artist opening for Jamie Johnson right now.
Oh, wow.
And she's 17.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's
But
Thanks
I
for
mean,
making
it's
me feel unaccomplished.
but the thing is another songwriter. His dad called me. This was several years ago. His dad called me. He said, "I have a son that writes songs, and he's 14." And I'm like, wow. I said, "That's great," but at the time, I'm like, "Okay, well, you're mostly in bars. What am I going to do with this?" And and he said, I'd like to, get him in the Songwriter Festival. And this was the one I was doing prior to this one. And so I said, well, send me some of his work. I'd like to hear it. And so he did. And I opened it up and I listened to it, and it blew me away. I picked up the phone and I said, I will find a place for your son to play.
Yeah.
And I did. And 2 years after that, so he started meeting people. 2 years after that, he was signed with Major Bob Records, which is Garth Brooks' record company.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So that's opportunities that these children have that comes along once in a life. I mean, it might not ever happen like that again.
Yeah.
But there was that one time that this happened and it worked.
Yeah.
No, that's amazing to see. And it really does make a huge impact when you get to go see the direct impact that they're having working with the kids, seeing them get excited, doing all of that. It changes your whole perspective on everything.
Yeah. Let's tell them about the little girl that was at the Big Brother Big Sister.
Oh, so we last year at Big Brother Big Sister, we did the workshop. They broke up into 2 groups because we had quite a few people there, and so each group went and wrote a song. And there was one little girl who was very shy, and just really her big sister was there with her and said that she's really never, she really, even with her big sister, she's real shy and just doesn't come out of her shell.
Yeah.
And she went, she participated, writing the song, and just really got excited about it. And then after both groups had finished writing their song, they got together and performed the song in front of the other group.
Yeah.
And this little girl was dancing and singing, and was like, and her big sister said, I've never seen her act like this. I mean, it really helped bring her out, and it was really cool to watch.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
Yeah, there's so much. I didn't realize like the philanthropic, all like the good stuff that comes along with Songwriters Fest. I mean, obviously, I'm aware that you do a lot of different philanthropic stuff. I pastor a church that meets in a building that has your name on it at the YMCA. So I'm like, okay, I know that there's a lot of that going on, but I wasn't aware of all the like good that goes on with that. So, besides Big Brothers Big Sisters and doing stuff in the school, what are the other kind of charities and things that you might be attached to, or ways that you guys?
We also work with Valerie's House, a grief center, Pace Center for Girls, which has been an amazing organization to work with as well.
Gulf Coast Kids House.
Yes. We've been, I guess, Pace Center for Girls was the first one that we picked up. We've done schools forever. I mean, just about since it started, we worked with school kids.
Yeah.
And then we picked up Pace Center for Girls. I work with WSRE out at Studio Amp. They do a big show for us there.
Yeah.
And they kind of connected me to Pace Center for Girls. And then Lewis and Jen was on the board.
Yeah, Jen was.
there.
My wife was on the board at the time.
And so our first year doing that, I guess, was maybe 19,
No,
18.
You were already doing it before we.
Yes, before
before
everything went down.
Yeah.
So it's been an amazing journey with those people. Just watching these girls, and they're not always the same girls. I mean, they kind of come and go, but some of them were the same, and it was just great to see what was accomplished with those songwriters and those girls, because of where they were in their life, and what happened with the songwriters through that little journey of writing a song.
Yeah, it's always cool just because when you look at something like Songwriters Fest, I was like, oh, cool, songwriters coming in, and then you realize, like, oh man, I get to in Pensacola, I get to go hear really good music,
Right.
And just going and hearing good music helps this thing grow. That actually ends up doing a lot of good in our community, and I didn't even know that. It's like,
Yes.
oh, I just thought I was getting to listen to some good music. Like,
And I think that's what a lot of people think, and kind of what we do is the music, but why we do it, and I think that's what we're really now trying to get out to people is the why.
yeah, that's beautiful.
But it obviously has had an impact with, going from, I think you said the first year, like 10 sponsors to over 30 sponsors, now 147 like it's having that impact. And if anyone, Lewis, you're good at knowing how to get people to give and, invite them to rally, and next thing you know, you're in the corner crying.
Yeah.
Well, they can always say no.
Yeah.
But if you don't ask, they won't say
Yes,
no.
that is true. Yeah, they're not going to say yes if you don't ask.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's great just seeing that, how it affects and can heal. Music does have such a healing ability to it.
And then another way that we've grown this festival was a few years ago at the closing, I call it the grand finale event, the last day of the festival, and it had gone so well, and the whole festival, and Renita was really excited, and I was excited, and we were talking, and she said to me, she says, "Man, we need to do something like 6 months down, because we go a whole year with nobody hearing anything about it.
Yeah.
What can we do like halfway through the year to keep it on people's mind?" And like immediately I had a thought in my head, but I was like, don't say it, because once you say it, you're committed. And so I thought about it, and I was like, you know what?
He doesn't have that skill because he said it,
No,
and now he's committed.
No, so I did. I thought about it for a couple of weeks, and I called Renita and I said, "Look, we got a place. My family has a fish camp up in Holt, Florida, and it would be the perfect place for an event, for like a whole day, a day long songwriter, event and music event." And So we ended up, she and I took a ride out there. She saw it, and I think she fell in love with it too.
Yes.
And so we started, and we didn't even have a name for it. We actually, the name came up because we brought a sound guy out there to kind of take a look and see what he needed to do, and his wife at the time, she's kind of looking. They're songwriters too, and there's a lot of pine trees, and immediately out of nowhere she goes, "Picking in the pines," and we're like, "Oh my God, that's it!" Because we had been thinking, we had been brainstorming, we just could, we're not songwriters, we couldn't come up with anything really.
Yeah, the Holt Music Festival doesn't have a great ring to it, but Picking in the Pines definitely does.
And as soon as she said it, we're like, we got it.
Yeah.
Awesome.
No, and that one is gorgeous out there because it looks like it was, the land was made and laid out just for it, because how you set the stage up, you've got the
lake
water,
in the background.
the lake in the background, then you have the huge empty field. Yeah, it's
And this year it's going to be March 28th.
Yes.
So, and tickets will pretty much start going on sale soon after the festival this year.
okay. And how many songwriters do you normally have at that?
Probably 3, 6,
Dozen.
12.
Okay.
12
Yeah.
or
One of
so.
the things I've loved the most about that is hearing the different songwriters, because really they're up there on stage, but they're kind of just by themselves talking. It's not like they're putting on a show. It's like they're hanging out.
Yes.
It's kind of like you get a view into their living room and what they'd be doing if they were just hanging out with, 3 of their friends on a stage. Mm-hmm. And they go back and forth and talk about different things, then play a song, and then I love that aspect of it.
Well, they're just normal. They're just normal people, and that's what's really cool too. When you come out to our festival, is after they finish, they mingle with the crowd. So you get to meet, these people, and and it's really cool. You think, well, Kenny Chesney sings this song, and you're never going to get to meet Kenny. Most likely, not going to get to meet Kenny Chesney after he comes off stage.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Where the guy that wrote the song for him, his voice may not be quite as good as Kenny Chesney's, but it's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's better.
Yeah. And his story behind it, behind
Yes.
his song, is the thing that really brings a life to it.
I would much rather see the songwriter than Kenny Chesney.
Yeah.
And I don't have anything against Kenny Chesney.
Yeah.
Right.
But
I
would.
do. No, no.
But I would totally rather see the songwriter because I want to know what it's all about.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's cool to hear the background.
It is.
And because it goes so much deeper than the 3 minutes worth of music.
Absolutely.
And
Absolutely.
these are all people. I mean, we've gotten to be friends with, and so I mean, it's pretty neat.
Yeah. I want to give you an opportunity. We were talking before about different venues that you're at, and you mentioned
Yes.
even with the the kid who was the songwriter. So you're definitely in different bars, and then there's listening rooms.
Yes.
Downtown and at the beach. Is there one that you're like, you've got to come see this?
First, we should make her name all 30
yeah,
of them.
rattle
No,
them
I'm
off.
joking with that. But yeah,
I can do it.
I bet you can't even work.
And they are right now. Everything's up. The schedule, the venues, all the songwriters. They're all on our website right now, which is Pensacola Beach Songfest.com.
Okay, nice.
And but it's a great website. You can click on the songwriter, and it'll give the bio, and then under that it lists what venues they're going to be at what times, or you can click on the venue and it'll show who's going to be there at what different times. I mean, it's or you can just click on the schedule, which brings up everything by day, by time. It's a great website.
you need about
is.
3 days to get through it all if you're going to read all the bios and everything, because there's a ton on there, but it is very, very well put together.
That's awesome.
We have over 200 pages on the back of that website. I know. I'm surprised it even moves.
Yeah. I don't know how you keep everything together. So way to go with that.
Thank you.
Dealing with
Thank
or
you.
experiencing that growth and all that's come with it, I can only imagine how much that takes to keep straight. But as Brian was saying,
Yes.
is there any venues that you want to specifically mention or that are special or new?
Yes, I don't want to leave anybody out, so I definitely want to plug in for 511. This is their first year here, And I'm just kind of going in my head down the list in alphabetical order. Yeah. And the Barclay House, we're doing the Barclay House this year. We're only doing one night there, but it's going to be a real unique night. We have music therapy. We have music therapy. We have a music therapist on board that works with once a month. We do a music therapy session with Kayla Connick, and she's amazing. She's really good. And so we're going to have a special show for them so that the people that she's worked with will be able to get up and showcase their songs.
awesome.
Yeah, which is going to be good. And we'll do the same thing with the veterans as well. We'll be riding with veterans in the morning, and then the veterans will perform on that afternoon, and that will be at Hellcat Hangar out before you go into the front of the Navy base, that Quonset hut
Yeah,
thing.
I know exactly what you're talking
Yeah, it's unique inside. It is so cool. So I'm really excited about that. We'll be doing that. So then Voices, I'm getting out of order here, but Voices in Pensacola, that's the first for them as well. And we're so excited about Voices and the fact that when you walk into that room, you're walking into like a theater type room, and the listening room that I talk about a lot is a room that you come into and you're going to sit and you're going to hear music, and there's not going to be talking behind. There's, it's strictly a listening room for people to come in and soak up everything that these songwriters are saying, their stories and how it happened, and what transpired afterwards or before or whatever. I mean, you get that whole feeling of what they're doing and what they're saying in those kind of rooms. And we're really excited to have Voices on board. And the same thing with 511. It will be that kind of a room as well. And then, of course, we have Oyster Bay, Lucy's on Square. Calvert's is on board this year. This is their first year. Fish House is on board this year, their first year. So another one of my hearts is Oak Christ Church.
Yeah.
I am so excited about that. The old church right on the square.
That's gonna be beautiful.
Yeah, it's going to be beautiful.
Oh man, yeah.
Yeah. And the lineup is amazing. And yeah,
Will that be
So
on Sundays?
that'll be on Sunday.
Yeah. So in the past, we've always done out at the beach in the beach church, a Sunday morning show. That's you want to talk about that some, and so we're going to do that for a while in Pensacola at Old Christ Church.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Can you imagine how beautiful that's going to be?
yeah,
I'm so excited. And so I will go back to the other ones that Lewis was talking about. So when you come out of Old Christ Church, we're going to have food trucks there, and then that's from 10:30 until 1, and then at 2:00 we're going to start music in the park.
Oh,
Yeah. So there'll be food trucks there. Everybody can bring their lawn chair, blanket, whatever you want, and come. Thompson Square will be the headline on that. Okay. They'll close it out for us. Yeah. So that's going to be a great, great afternoon. Yeah. And it's going to be kind of all right there.
Yeah, right there.
Yeah.
That's going to be beautiful.
So that'll be really fun. And then the following weekend, also, we will have 2 Ministry of Musics on the beach. We'll have a service at the church, Gulf Beach, the Beach Church, Community Beach Church. And then that will be on the Sunday morning at 9, and then at 11 at the Salty Rose, which is the Pensacola Beach Resort, the old Margaritaville.
Yeah.
Landshark. In Landshark, the Salty Rose now. We'll have a service there as well.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
That's
like
gonna be so
that
cool.
you're bringing in some new places and a couple that I've never even really heard of or been to, like Voices. I've never,
Right.
I didn't know anything about it until we started talking earlier. So I'm excited to be able to potentially go get and see some new venues in different places.
Yes.
And I
Well-
didn't know Landshark had changed its name, so that's something I'm learning right now.
So the district is on board also. We're going to have a huge night up there with
Yeah.
Country
That's
Strong.
always a great time up
Yeah.
there on the second floor.
Yeah. And WSRE, Studio Amp, they on the Friday night, they will be doing a really special show out there as well. So
They've done a show for us
since 2010.
yeah.
Yeah.
So you've only talked about a very small portion of them. of where the locations and all of that. And I've already got it. I don't know how there's any more time to get anything else in and accomplished. So it sounds like one of the big things is going through the schedule and agenda and picking
Yes.
what fits what you're looking for the best.
And there's something else unique too. We're doing picking on the porch.
Okay.
Yeah. Picking in the pines, picking on the porch. So Zaragoza is kind of right there in the square. Well, 721 Zaragoza, we're going to pick on the porch there. So we're going to have songwriters there on Friday and Saturday afternoon before the nighttime.
Yeah.
I know, I went crazy. Sorry.
No, that's awesome.
I know. I'm like, everything. Oh my gosh, I forgot this. So Trader John's in the museum. Have y'all seen it? Have y'all been up on the third floor?
I haven't been on the third floor. No.
Well, it's dedicated to Trader John's. And, you know, Trader John's was huge in the community for his music. I mean, that was his thing. He loved music. And so when I was touring with Rob from UWF, we were going all around the district. And he said, well, let me just show you the museum, too, because I'd already oohed and awed over everything else. And so he took me up and he showed me Trader John's. And I'm like, oh, my gosh. So we have to do something here. So on Friday afternoon from 4 to 6, we're doing happy hour at Trader John's in the museum on the third floor.
Oh, cool.
And I have songwriters that played for Trader John's that will be performing.
Oh, wow.
Awesome.
And I also talked to his daughter, and she's going to host it.
Nice. Good on you.
I'm so excited.
That's great.
I'm super impressed that you're remembering all the locations, the times, all of this information. I'm like, I don't know if I could do it.
She could probably tell you all the writers and who they're going to be playing with and what time. She remembers everything.
She's like,
Yeah, that's awesome.
I need
Not
that.
me.
I need that memory.
But one thing that really is impressive is that she knows which writers work and can perform with other writers.
Yeah.
So when she matches them up, it's just not, she's not just going through a list and just assigning people. She knows who plays with who.
Yeah.
And who writes with who and matches them up. So it's
Which is huge because I enjoy that interaction with them. And if it's someone they've never met before, then it's not that natural, like you're sitting in their, living room feeling. So that is impressive and very, I think a huge part of what has made it so successful is how well you've put it together and ran it, and having people that are so passionate about it, like Lewis, on board helping with it too.
Right.
Well, it's one of those things where you don't realize, like, okay, you're just creating the Songwriters Fest, but like the curating of it that you're talking about, where you have to do all these different lineups and line everybody up. And when I went to a couple shows last year, and it just looks like seamless and easy and good and fun. And somebody said a while ago, it's like, if you ever see something and it looked like it was easy, there was an incredible amount of work that went into making it look so seamless and easy. So you should appreciate that. So thanks for putting all that work in.
Thank you. Well, it is exciting, like Jim Moose Brown, he wrote 5 o'clock somewhere. And he always comes down with Don Sampson. They're good friends, so they come down and then he'll, bring a couple other writers or tell me about a couple other people. But Don wrote Waiting on a Woman, Brad Paisley. Oh, my God, what a song. But last year I put him with somebody that he had not played with before, but I knew it was going to be a match. I knew it was going to be, I just because I know Jeremy really well, and I was like, oh, my God, this is going to be good. Sure enough, when Moose got off the stage, he said, that's probably one of the best rounds I've ever done. And Moose is like in the Hall of Fame. He's huge. But he loved it. He loved it. But you have to sit and listen and hear what these people are talking about and how they play and what they do and to make it sound right, to make it be special. You know?
No, and that's a perfect term. To make it special,
Right.
because that's what it really is. All of it. So way to
Thank
go!
you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
We appreciate you, all the effort and energy that you've put into it to bring it here, and Lewis, all you've done on the back end to make sure that it can happen. So I appreciate you both coming and spending time with us.
Yes.
Anything else you guys want to close out with?
Well, I'll say again, our website is PensacolaBeachSongFest.com.
which I've been to quite a few times,
Yes.
and it's I actually have clients coming in town from Austin, and we scheduled for them to come for that Thursday and Friday for meetings, and then they're staying for the weekend for the Songwriter Festival. So
Oh, nice.
it'll be awesome.
So can I say one more thing?
Yes.
Just a shout out to all the Pensacola Beach venues that I did not talk about. Thank you all so much for being a part of the festival every year. And I kind of went with the in town because people don't really know, everybody or everything that's going on in town.
That part's
but-
newer.
Yes, absolutely. So I'm really excited about in town this year. I mean, I'm really excited about in town. I'm really excited about the beach. The beach is going to be amazing. And to your Texas friends, we're doing a Texas night on Saturday, October the 11th, and it's all Texas people.
Okay. Well, that's good because that's the weekend. That's the beach weekend,
Yes,
correct?
yes.
So what are the dates?
The dates are September 30th, which starts with a locals appreciation from the ground up, and then we go from there.
Okay.
We're spot on until the
first
12th.
weekend is
Downtown
the
only.
downtown weekend, and then
Yes.
the second weekend is the Pensacola Beach
Yes.
weekend. So
Yes.
okay. Awesome. I'm looking forward to it. You probably have a lot to get done still because it's coming up in a week.
I do.
So we appreciate your time. Thank you guys, everyone, for coming and joining us, and we'll see you next time.
Well, thanks, Sean, for having us.
Thank you.